Alright, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to another video. Now, I know I said that I'm not going to be bringing y'all trade recaps every single day, but today is a very valuable lesson. Now, I'm not necessarily proud of today. As y'all can see, I'm on 2 top step evals. You might wonder, where did your 150K XFA go? That thing is gone. I blew my account today, and I want to be completely and utterly transparent with you guys and just tell you exactly what happened, because that is what this channel is for. I think that there's a lot of lessons and value that can be brought from today, and I think this is something that somebody in a similar position to me may need to hear or may want to hear. So coming into today, honestly, today I was actually green on the day. I was up like close to $700 after my first trade was done. I made the mistake of continuing to stay on and continuing to trade. Now, I think that, first of all, my morning was not the best. I'm going to be 110% honest with you guys. I did not have the best morning. I did not sleep the best. I did not have the best workout. I'm not saying this to make an excuse, but I'm kind of telling you guys everything that led up to it. I had a lot of personal stuff going on this morning that had just kind of happened to me. It was still pretty sudden and fresh. Just with family members, and it kind of was just like, I'm not gonna say it was fresh in my mind because I really wasn't necessarily thinking about it, but it did throw me off this morning, and it did possibly cause me to be a little bit more emotional and make worse decisions right before I started trading. Not using it as an excuse, but I am using that just kind of give you guys more of a clear lens to understand where my head was at. And this is why I always stress and emphasize the fact that your mornings are so important, and you need to really do your best to control that. And today I did not have the best morning. Some of it was my fault, some of it was out of my control. But I want to tell you guys that, first of all, the trade that I ended up taking coming into the day came around here. I ended up taking a very nice, long, actually, quick scalp price. Pull back into this 1 minute here. So at this point, I'm really kind of hesitant. We have an SMT at the lows. We're still respecting the 4-hour low. We have this low resistance liquidity here. I'm like, all right, we probably do want to go higher. So once price pulls back at 954 to that 1 minute gap, that is where I zoomed into I was going to a 5 second. It's gonna take a little second. Hold on. 954. Yeah, we got some time. I zoomed in on a 5 second, and I ended up taking a very clean long out of that, which I'm pretty happy with right here. So we got the pullback into the 1 minute, as y'all can see. Nice V-shape IFVG with a change in the state to pair with it. This is the trade I took on my XFA that put me up on the day. Answer right there. Had a really nice fill, literally with damn near no drawdown at all. With this as my stop loss, literally just targeting that internal high for a 1-to-1. Now, where did I go wrong on the day? I ended up taking another trade after this. Why did I take another trade? Honestly, I just wasn't in the best headspace, and I think that this was really just me trying to cope with that in a way, because I didn't necessarily feel the best even after being up $700 on the day, which is also a greedy factor as well. I was being greedy, and I was tied to the money, and I went to my settings, and I was hovering over the where is that? I was hovering over the personal lockout, and I literally was like, damn, should I lock out today? I'm already up. And I did not do that after I took my win, which is according to my rules, I take one win if I'm up on the day, no matter how much it is. You execute it on a setup that aligns with what you like to see. Just close the charts and get off. Call it a day. Wait for tomorrow. I didn't do that. Did not do that. So I ended up taking another trade with lower risk. Ended up taking this short here that ended up getting stopped out, as y'all can see. Now, the reason I took this short was because of the 2 minute IFVG. Now, I do not think this is a bad setup at all. We just swept a lot of buy side. Let me go to trading view. It'll look a little bit more clean. We just swept a lot of buy side though at that time. Okay, so we swept a lot of buy side. We're tapping into an hourly gap. Jesus, I'm sorry. This looks crazy. I'm all over the place. We're tapping into this fresh hourly gap though. We swept a lot of buy side, and to me, we have a lot of room to go lower still. We saw previous day low, previous Asia session low. and a lot of low resistance liquidity on the internal time frame that I'm about to show you guys. So we look at the 1 minute here, you'll see all of these lows are stacked next to each other. And with this is giving me high conviction in the fact that price may want to go and take all of this low resistance liquidity. We're also overbought here. This range is not necessarily balanced out yet, especially the new range. So I'm like, all right, we just got that 2 minute IAVG. I'm gonna give it a retry. It looks pretty good. And also another issue of mine here, if you'll really look, I wouldn't have actually necessarily been stopped out up until this point, but in this little range, I took a lot of trades. Now, I usually like to trade entry, stop loss at the external high, the most protected point as possible. Do not try to milk out as much dollars. Go where your money's protected at. Go for lower risk to rewards if you can. And that is what I also failed to do. This would have still been a loss either way. However, I would have more than likely, if I would have followed this rule, I would have more than likely been able to avoid a lot of the re-entries that I took within this range, and a lot of the things that I did in this range, where if I would just have my stop loss where I always have it, I would have been perfectly fine. So first of all, taking a second trade after I'm already up on the day, I'm up a good amount. $700 is not a small amount of money to be up on the day, and I took that for granted. So I'm up a good amount on the day, and I also tried to just squeeze out too much money. I tried to have too tight of a stop loss after already recognizing the fact that I didn't really like how price action looked today. I said it in the Discord call. I said, damn, we have SMTs at the highs, SMTs at the lows. This isn't really the best looking price action type of day today, but I still ended up trading, and as y'all can see, I would have gotten stopped out there, but that would have only been one loss, and I could have maybe possibly even, once we got that nice recovery here, given it a re-entry, taking off majority at 930 low and execute it like that. But I didn't do that because of the fact that I was so caught up in trying to make the extra dollar and trying to squeeze everything out and just not follow my rules, which is very dumb of me. I'm not proud of it at all. And yeah, like, I just continued to trade. I tried to make my money back after I ended up taking 2 losses. I took that initial loss that came right there, and I'm giving it a re-entry right there. Stopped out again. Re-entry right here. Stopped out again. I'm waiting. Re-entry here, and I'm being very aggressive because at this point I'm already down a lot on the day. Very aggressive with my stop, and as you can see, just didn't work out, honestly. That's it. So a whole lot to learn from today, just a whole lot of things I did wrong. And yeah, well, no, actually, this is the trade I actually took on the evals. I took the trade on the evals, ended up working out. I ended up blowing the account like up here or something. I was trying to scalp off the 15 second, not being smart at all. Not looking at the external time frame, like, yo, why are you trying to short when we have all of these stacked highs up here? Why are you trying to short against relative equal highs? Why don't you just wait? Why don't you wait for it to be clear? Why don't you wait for some type of 5-minute imbalance to open up? All this stuff I did wrong today that I could have just waited and been, protected if I would have just been more patient and less greedy. But big lesson from today, though. I hope you guys were able to learn from this as well, and hopefully, I can pass these XFAs either later today or tomorrow, and be back good for next week so that we can get back on track with everything. But yeah, gonna just dial in and think about everything I went wrong. I'm probably rewatch this video as well. That's also why I like to make these videos, just so I can rewatch them for myself and hear myself say what I did wrong. I think that that's very beneficial, and you should do the same thing if, even if you don't have a channel, just do these type of videos for yourself so that you can help just better understand yourself and better learn and look at yourself in hindsight. Now, I did blow these accounts this morning. It is 2 o'clock right now. I took some time to just walk away and clear my head and just be by myself and away from everybody, because even at the time when I said I was going to get off the call, I was probably down closer to $3,000 on the day, which for a $4,500 XFA, a $4,500 drawdown in the XFA is not crazy. Like, you can definitely work with, $1,000, $1,500, but I failed to walk away. I failed to see the external and all stuff that I preached to you guys about. So I'm very disappointed in myself today. Not really happy. This is a pretty bad day. But we live to trade another day, though. We have these fresh accounts that we can hopefully manage. And so yeah, I do appreciate you if you are still watching to this point, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a blessed day. Peace out.